Oh yeah. Hold up, let me. What's good with it though? By the way, Black Goose family. Let me. I don't like the angle we got going on here. I'm gonna put that right there. I like that a little bit better. Let y'all see me a little bit more. I'm gonna scoot in right there. All right, I love it, man. What's good with it, everybody? What's good with it, people? What's good with it, Black Goose family? First and foremost, if you guys are going to join this chat today, it's not going to be the usual boxing talk like always. First and foremost, the reason why that is because, hey, man, it's the end of the year. Y'all know what happens at the end of the year. We don't have no more fights, basically, to be looking forward to until New Year, January 2nd. We got the Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell. So, instead of me being kind of like dragged out and, talking about potential this, potential that, I'm saying obviously there is news in the boxing world, but I don't think it's enough news, in my opinion, at least for me, to go into extent or extensive coverage on, because, you know what I'm saying, I don't like to force shit. I like to really talk about shit. So we're doing something a little bit different today, man. We're talking about just some random topics, things that's on my mind, things that's on my heart, and we're just going to chop it up, man. Know your worth, baby. That's what the whole summary of this is going to be. It's not going to be a long stream. I promise you guys this. I'm still on my birthday turn up. My birthday was yesterday. I didn't really turn up crazy yesterday. I kind of just enjoyed the whole day, just relaxing and chilling. Saturday night, I turned up pretty good, but not nothing crazy. But I'm turning up crazy this whole entire week. Like, I didn't bring it. I was going to show y'all. I'll show y'all later. But I got the Douce in the motherfucking room. You know what I'm saying? I got the good beer here now. So I'm getting right, baby. I'm getting right. So salute to the people. Salute to everybody out there. Always, you already know how the motherfucking thing goes. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure all the levels is on point. It's all that shit. So make sure y'all just kind of ride with me and rock with me right here. Not going to be a long stream. I promise you guys that. It's going to be fun, though. Or let's try and make it informative. Let's just talk real shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it about real shit. Because, and what's going on today, all the shit that we're dealing with, man, real shit is necessary. You know what I'm saying? Don't always shy away from that type of good stuff. Yeah, so that's good, man. The music, the sound sounds good, all that good stuff. So, I don't know if y'all hear it, man. I got the music in the background playing just a little bit, keeping the vibe smooth, funky, and fresh, all that good stuff. Feeling good, feeling great, feeling amazing. It's Monday, man. It's Monday. Most motherfuckers don't feel this good on Monday, right? Because it's the start of the week, you know what I'm saying? Start of the week is trash, man. But it is a holiday weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's a holiday weekend. We got Christmas coming up. Christmas is coming up this week. Anyone who celebrates Christmas, so y'all might be amped for that. Anybody who works, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you amped for it because you're gonna get the day off. So that's dope. So basically, you get a longer weekend, and then obviously, what's dope about Christmas is you got New Year's coming around the corner too. So some people be getting New Year's off too. So that's one thing to salute to as always. But you know what I'm saying? Hopefully. You know what I'm saying? Y'all week is cool. You know what I'm saying? Your Monday was a little bit better because you do know you got that longer weekend because of Christmas, man. Because of Christmas. So that's a salute for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I'm feeling good today, man. I'm feeling great. I ain't posted it yet. I'm gonna post my do something every day. I know y'all probably thought I forgot about that joint. I did not forget about that joint. Like I said, or like I'm going to be saying in the video I'm gonna post, and y'all can see that if y'all want to. If y'all don't, y'all don't. But it was just long weekend, man. Long weekend in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fights to get covered. You know what I'm saying? I was still trying to get the workouts in. You know what I'm saying? And I was enjoying my birthday weekend too. The birthday week is going all the way through this way, so that's the only reason why you didn't really see me do those 3 days or post those 3 days. But when I post tonight, it's gonna make up for that. So we still doing the do something every day challenge, man. We still trying to get swole up in this joint. We still trying to make the body fresh. Make sure the mind is on point. Make it all come into one. So. That's where we at right now. But salute to the people, man. If you up in here, man, like I said, it's gonna be a little bit different. Not too much boxing talk. I might go into boxing just a little bit, talk about the Canelo Alvarez aftermath after he won. But I kind of want to start off with something different up in this joint, man. Now, I'm not really big when it comes to doing the whole race talk and things like that. So that's not going to be the significance of this. This is more so just me just pinpointing and talking about things that, motherfuckers who understand my plight, what I went through, or, you know what I'm saying, feel like there's similar things that maybe I be experiencing because of the fact, I'm saying, I'm a young brother just like them. That's what I'm kind of gearing toward, but this is really for anybody, man. We're just talking about knowing your worth, man. That's it, man. Just knowing your worth, you know what I'm saying? And it's about to get real serious up in here real quick. So any of y'all who don't want to be here for that serious joint, want to be here, just chop it up on some cool shit, you know what I'm saying? Get up out of here now. Because like I said, man, this isn't going to be a boxing talk We're talking about knowing your worth, understanding your worth, and realizing what that is within the work field, within the workforce, right? Whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? Whether you work for someone, whether you work for yourself, whether you invest, whatever it may be, just knowing your worth. But this is really kind of focused on the young brothers like around my age who, maybe wasn't blessed enough to be in a position where, they can start their own shit up. Maybe they, wasn't really that savvy when it comes to, loans and things like that. So, the way that they are envisioning themselves to get to the bag, or the way they're envisioning themselves to set something up for themselves long term in the future is strictly through just hard work, saving, and kind of making short term sacrifices for long term rewards, right? And that's probably one of the hardest things in the world to do, especially for young brothers like myself. Because a lot of times the stigma behind it, or the overall outlook when it comes to young brothers like myself doing that, is the fact that you own some buster shit, or you a broke motherfucker, or you ain't got nothing going for you, because a lot of times, especially in today's world, not just in my community, and every community, because we got social medias, we got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you can flash, you can show all the success that you're doing at that particular point, so it looks like a certain way, it looks like you got a certain thing which you got to live up to, right? But specifically about my community, man, that was happening before even social media. Like, niggas was all about flash, like niggas was all about this and that. So when you do want to kind of break the norm, when you want to come out and look a little bit different, and your whole way of getting to the bag and getting to the money maybe ain't sports, maybe it's not rapping. Not saying that motherfuckers didn't have those dreams, not saying motherfuckers didn't try their hand in that, but once it doesn't work anymore and you realize, well, look, I only have a couple of choices. Either I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna do some stupid illegal shit and I'm gonna try and make a quick bag off of that, or the other choices, I gotta be like all my other contemporaries, or be like these other motherfuckers that I don't want to be like, and going to the work field. Going into the work field can be a bitch, man. Going to the work field could be scary for a lot of young brothers like myself, because especially if you don't have a degree, especially if you don't, and even then I don't put too much basis on the degree. There was a report like 4 or 5 years ago, I still remember this to this day, that convicted non-minorities would be hired at a higher rate, and at the time I was living in California than minorities with a clean record. So however you want to look at that, however you want it to come down, that is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I always tell people, don't take that for necessarily being a race type thing, right? Don't take it for it being that case. More so, it's really, I tell people, when it comes to a job is, unless you're going into a job where it has specific qualifications, it's a specific background that they're asking for. A lot of times jobs, when you're going to the jobs, it's really just a personality test. It's if you vibe with the person who's hiring you. So you could maybe be, in particular instances, be more qualified than, whoever else may be coming in for the interview. But if they don't vibe with you right, if they don't feel comfortable around you, a lot of times you're not going to get hired for that job. Now, it should be different when you're going into the much more higher bracket financially of jobs. Obviously, it should be more qualified based. It should be more about experience, things like that. But I'm just speaking from a basis of a young brother trying to just kind of start out in the work field, and they're doing like here, what a lot of people say, dead end jobs, right? Because when it comes to dead end jobs, just think of the name of it, a dead end job. You're not going anywhere if you have that job. But a lot of our people, we shy away from those, or we don't give those jobs a chance, or we don't stay in them a long periods of time, because we're always thinking about the next move, in the sense of, like, I gotta get paid more, I need more, I deserve more. But what in my opinion, and all this is my opinion, what I am a big what would be a good word for, a big supporter of, what I trying to influence a lot of people to believe in, especially around my age, my people, is that those jobs, you can't look at them as a dead end job. You have to look at them as a stepping stone job. So it's all, how you, it's really anything in life. It's how you take what's given to you, right? You can be given $5, and you can look at that $5 and the half glass full or half glass empty type metaphor, in a sense, where you could be giving that $5, you can look at the $5 and be like, man, what the fuck, this is all you gonna give me? Like, nigga, I need 20, right? And so what do you do with that $5? You just go spend that shit, or you be like, man, take that shit, I don't need that shit. You can have that mindset. Or you can be like, man, I asked for 20, you only gave me $5. Well, shit, at least he gave me something. You can have that mindset, right? So you're content, right? That's being content, being in a spot where it's like, okay, I don't have $20 that I needed, but I got $5, something I didn't have before, and I'm gonna make the best of what I got. And then there's that next level of thinking where you're giving the $5, you understand the fact that that person didn't have to give you any money or help you at all, and what you say to that motherfucker is, look, I'm gonna double this, and I'm gonna give you back this $5. You know what I'm saying? Or I should say, really, in that particular case, like quadruple it, or I'm gonna turn this joint. I'm gonna figure out a way to turn this $5 into $25, and I'm gonna give you back your $5 once I get it, and I'm gonna have my $20 that I wanted. Right. So these are all different type of mindsets that you can have when it comes to, being in a certain position in your life, because it's not just about money. That's just an example. So, when people are talking about these dead end jobs, or when there's a stigma around it, especially when it comes to my community of, I don't want to work a dead-end job, I don't want to be here that long, or even when you are in that particular job and you're not understanding how it can be a stepping stone, then you're wasting your time, right? You're wasting your time, and a lot of times people don't understand that they're wasting their time. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to my people, because, you have so many people around you who's going to be telling you you're wasting your time. Like, why the fuck you working at McDonald's? Like, you a bum, nigga. You ain't shit. Like, you ain't making no money. Like, look at me, bro. Like, I don't even got no job. I'm making more, every week than you is. Like, what do you make before? You know what I'm saying? All that type of talk can make a person, one, be in the position that they're on and not taking full advantage of that. And another thing that can do, aside from that, is, make a person feel like they're less than because they're actually putting in the work. When, my thing, what I tell people is, when you find yourself in that position, you have to understand that you have to live according to what you are making and what you are spending, right? You can't live according to what a motherfucker says you should be living by, right? You shouldn't be, if this is what you're getting every week with your paycheck, and this is your expenses, so okay, I only have $200 left every week. You know what I'm saying? I only have $200 every 2 weeks that I can spend personally on myself, right? You have the option to either spend that money on some bullshit, right? You have the option to be like, all right, this $200 that I have left over from this so-called dead-end job, like, that can easily be something where, you go buy you some Jordans, get you a new TV, and every week you're re-upping that particular way, right? Salute to Zen, man. What's up? Every week, that's what you're re-upping on. You're buying new things with that money. You can have that mindset, and then what ends up happening is, like, you staying up with the masses, right? All these motherfuckers telling you, man, yeah, McDonald's is a trash job, you ain't making no money. Well, that extra money that you saving from it, or you grabbing from it, you spending and making your shit look amazing, right? People could turn in like, damn, you got all this from McDonald's, right? So that is an option that you can do, right? But then you're still falling into that trap of you're allowing someone else to spend your money, okay? If that's something that you wanted to do based off of what you want to do, then that's fine. That's what you should be. That should be your lane. But what you should stay away from is doing that because somebody's particularly, making your lifestyle seem like it's less than what they got. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? No one ever knows your paycheck unless you tell them. No one ever knows your bank account unless you tell them. So, you know what I'm saying? It's the level of secrecy. You know what I'm saying? That's something that is taught to you when it comes to negotiating. That's something that's taught to you when it comes to sales. Like, not letting the person that you're doing business with know too much about you, because then they can use that as an advantage against you. When you always have something in your back pocket that the other person doesn't necessarily know about you, and I'm talking about doing business, you can end up using that in the long run as a benefit. And now you got that tug of war battle going. So, like I said, that's one way that you can do that shit. Is you can use that little extra money you have to basically make the life that you're living look more than what it is, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's your money to spend. But then there's also the option where you're thinking long term, right? Whereas when you're getting that $200 and $300, rather than making the place that you're out now look amazing, rather than making your situation look amazing now, be like, nah, I'm gonna use this so I can better my situation. You know what I'm saying? In an overall state. So now I'm using that $200, $300 and I'm putting it away, right? And so what does that mean? That means your lifestyle is going to most likely reflect your job, okay? And this is also, I want to clarify too, like, I'm kind of speaking to people who doesn't have, that many financial responsibilities. Like there's a whole different mindset when it comes down to now you know what I'm saying, maybe you got a girl that you putting money down on for a lot of times, like, but hey, bunch of you like, I'm trying to keep it 100 over here, man, but you pussy ass niggas paying too much shit for your girl and you don't even got your own financial situation figured out. You fucking the game up. You fucking yourself up. You ain't never gonna be where you is. But like, let's say that one of your financial responsibilities is your girl. One of your financial responsibilities is your wife. One of your financial responsibilities, you got a kid. You got a couple kids. One of your financial responsibilities, you got a high car loan, your debt, whatever it may be. Like, obviously, you know what I'm saying. The what I'm talking about now is more so when the mainly your financial responsibility is just yourself, making sure that you eat and making sure you good, right? And a lot of times, for a lot of people in my community, you know what I'm saying, my people, like, this is something that we have to start early with, right? Most other people, you know what I'm saying, different communities, they start early, but this is something we have to start early with, because a lot of times we do end up finding ourselves in a situation where we have financial responsibilities outside ourselves early in life, but our financial literacy and our financial knowledge is terrible, right? So we're playing catch up, and a lot of times that's what happens with a lot of people is you're playing catch up, and it's terrible to play catch up in the USA. In a capitalist society, playing catch up is very hard to catch up, especially if we're talking about, okay, I'm working this job, I'm working that job, I have to slowly make my way up the ladder. And, you know what I'm saying, I'm not blessed with some type of big bag coming my way, or, you know what I'm saying, maybe, I may have invested wrong. Life is about ups and downs, making mistakes and seeing what happens for you, and, to fix that mistake, or at least make it not happen again. As I say, your mind says everything. Don't let people determine your hustle. Exactly. So, and a lot of times that comes from, influences, propaganda, just what we see around us. You know what I'm saying? It's the age of social media. So, I was just saying this to myself. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, little sippy sip. I was just saying this to myself today when I was in the whip and I was driving. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, Instagram, like mainly Instagram, that can be detrimental, like we've already seen and what people like to talk about, to mindsets that are constantly comparing themselves, and it doesn't have to be in a negative light, but everything they do, they go on Instagram, and then now they're comparing what they did to that person that they following on Instagram. That can be very detrimental to the mind, right? Because if you're looking at it saying, because if you're looking at it from, you have a really good day at work, right? Solid day. So you work at McDonald's, right? Nobody yelled at you. You know what I'm saying? You got off on time. Someone gave you a $50 tip. Man, you feeling good. Damn, this $50. Bet I got this. I'm going to put this in my savings, baby. I got $50 extra, right? And then you go on Instagram. You go to AB's page. And this nigga AB is like, nigga, I don't need no change. Nigga, keep this shit. Throw it all up in the air, right? $50 in that joint. You're like, damn, nigga, he just threw away $50 and I'm happy about. Maybe I'm not doing something right in life, right? And then now that mindset starts to manifest slowly but surely. What am I doing with $50 ain't shit to him? But to me, I'm happy as fuck to have $50. That's where social media can be a mind fuck, right? When you have that aspect of thought. Now, when you become comfortable in yourself, and a lot of times comfortability in yourself always start, as cliche as it is, it always starts with understanding and appreciating the small things, understanding your realm, understanding your spectrum, and being like, all right, I am happy with this. It can start as little as if you ain't got no money and a nigga able to order a Domino's pizza. And I'm saying this specifically because this is how a nigga this is how I used to think. And I'm nowhere in a spot where I'm like, hell yeah, but I'm blessed and I see myself moving, so I'm happy about that. And it all came with my mindset. I remember when a nigga he's able to get Domino's for a day, and I could chill up, be smoked up, watch something cool, and I'm like, man, if this is all I had, I'm 100 with it. So it's when you're based in that reality, you know what I'm saying? But don't act like now, nigga always had his thoughts, right? But when you're based in that reality, what ends up happening is later on down the line, when shit starts manifesting that you had planned, it becomes that much sweeter, because it's not being content. You don't want to be content, but you want to say to yourself, I am happy with where I'm at. And part of that is rooted in you understand you have the vision of where you want to go, right? If you don't have a vision of where you want to go, and the vision of where you want to go doesn't have to be clear, by the way. It doesn't have to be anywhere clear. It can be a blurry ass vision, but it's all right, it's something, right? When you have that something, that does give you more of a leeway or more of a ability to say, okay, I appreciate where I am now because I do have the plan to be be out of this and be in a better position. It's just all going to take time. As I said, people try and throw you off and tell you what you need to do or should do, but you got your own race, your own journey. If you feel you can use it, but focus on your journey and path. And that's a big thing. Understand who to listen to when it comes to this journey as well. Okay? And when it comes down to listening and opening, being an active listener, active listening never means that everything you say is right. Everything you say is gold, right? Because a lot of times too, even giving people the time of active listening, that should really come from you kind of peeping who they are in a sense of, all right, what's your environment? What was your environment like? What have you been through? Things like that. And if you can see some similarities to what they've been through to what you're living through, then listen. Then you can, and even then some people sometimes have totally different environments and they maybe have been through something that's just similar to you. Listen, right? Because either they'll tell you what not to do or they'll tell you what to do. Either way it goes, you can kind of put that in the back of your head and be like, all right, he maneuvered that way. I'm a different nigga than him. So even though I don't agree with how he moved, I know when it comes to this position, you know what I'm saying, I need to kind of be in this realm or this capacity or space for it to be beneficial for me. And it's still trial and error. You can still do it your way and it could be completely wrong. But, at least that gives you a basis or a foundation of something that you can kind of go off of. So, I always tell, well, I won't say I always tell people, but the way I move is simply, look, I know that the most knowledge is going to come from older heads, right? Niggas who've been through shit. But a lot of times some people aren't blessed with having OGs around them. Some people aren't blessed to, having older niggas just be like, yo, I just want to go ahead and present to you this information and you can do with it as you may. You know what I'm saying? Because we are in a day and age, especially our community, shit is selfish, nigga. It's all about getting your own shit. And when you get your own shit, flaunting it to the niggas who don't have their shit and be like, nigga, be on what I'm on, right? Rather than saying, this is what I did to be on, right? And a lot of times those niggas aren't even shit anyways. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times those people are presenting something that ain't what it is. Now, not all of them, some of them really got that shit. Some really doing their thing, and that's their personality. That's a fact. Like, I'm not going to be one of them niggas to tell you this shit to make you feel good. Like, oh, yeah, every nigga flaunting their shit ain't shit. They don't got nothing. They really, nah, some of them niggas really got it. You know what I'm saying? And you got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? But there shouldn't be any animosity or jealousy just because they got it and they did it in a way you would never do it. Like, a lot of times people be like that too. I'm like, man, he did something that I would never do, so fuck that, watch it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be like that. You should respect it and understand the person's mindset. You don't have to understand the game plan, but if you understand their mindset, you can put that to work. You know what I'm saying? Because a mindset is something that can be universal, right? Everybody can feel sad. Everybody can feel jealous. Everybody can feel, depressed. But everyone also can feel happy. Everyone also can feel motivated. Everyone also can feel compassion. Everyone also can feel intensity. Like these are things that are emotions is choices for a lot of people. Some not. Some people are bipolar. Some people have actual situation they deal with personally. But these are all choices of what we want to, how we want to maneuver, how we want to be on, and those are going to reflect a lot of times what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, your mindset is going to reflect what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing extra, nothing more. It's as simple as that. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? What I like my biggest thing, like when it comes to just like young niggas, period, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to niggas my age, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get caught up in competition unless you competing, nigga. So what does that mean? If you competing and you in a sanction, whatever it may be, whether if it's a hand wrestling contest, whether if it's a slap contest, nigga, where you throwing a football, whatever it is, if that joint is sanctioned and you got someone on the other side, they like, I'm gonna beat your ass, compete your ass off, nigga. But when we talking about life, competition is one of the worst things in the world to be focused on. You know what I'm saying? And some people are like, man, there's healthy competition. Fuck that. I need motivation. Motivation should be created, in my opinion. Motivation should be created from within, right? What motivates you? Shouldn't be what another nigga is doing. Because if you're motivated off what another nigga is doing, guess what? You're not following your own steps. You're following that nigga's steps. Motivation should be created off of goals that you set for yourself, a mindset that you hope to achieve, a physical, body that you hope to achieve, whatever it may be. It's got to be. And now, I'm not saying it's easy. Nah, bro, that shit is hard. Every day you're going to struggle with that shit. Every day you're going to be like, well, I want to look like that nigga. Well, I want to be living like that nigga. I want to do what that nigga's doing, right? That's the world we live in. Like, shit is set up for that to be the case. Like, shit is set up for us to be, nigga, copycatters, nigga. copycat everything. Like, nigga, he did it that way, so I should do it. I should be able to do it that way too, right? Right? You know, it may work, it may not. You know what I'm saying? Even though we have so much more avenues for us to create, right? For us as human beings to create, because there's so much more avenues, there's so many examples of us to mimic rather than literally create from here and something authentic. You know what I'm saying? And it's a battle. You know what I'm saying? Even with this, even with myself, like, shit, I usually always talk about boxing. That's all I ever talk about. I can go in here and talk about boxing, but I'm like, there's not really nothing I want to talk about. Like, even in the title I put Canelo's Aftermath, but I'm like, I really don't want to talk about that shit. Like, I really don't give a fuck. Even during the fight when I was watching, I thought the fight was trash. I think Canelo's overrated. You know what I'm saying? I think not Canelo's skill is overrated, but I think his popularity at this point is overrated. I think they're just trying to force feed us this nigga and make us believe that he's that guy. When I'm like, shit, I'm like, I don't hear the buzz. He's that good. Yeah, he's great. No one's better than him. But anyways, though, Zen said, don't feel bad if you're not up, especially if you're young. People all capping on the ground. Most times it's all for attention. They just as lost as you or worse. Just run your marathon and keep your mentals. And I agree with that. It is hard, though. It's hard as a motherfucker because, you know what I'm saying? You have someone you don't even know who it is, right? You don't know who it is. And this motherfucker's just flaunting his life. And so that goes back to, I don't think I finished the point where it goes back to the fact where you can look at Instagram and you can be in awe of that. And you can be like, you know, like I just said, you know, I'm happy about $50, but this motherfucker AB is just throwing $50 around like it ain't shit. Rather than looking at it that way, you can actually look at it in a positive mindset where you see that nigga do that and you'll be like, man, salute to that nigga. That nigga got to a point where he don't feel like he give a fuck about $50. I salute that, but you know what? Me, even if I'm at that point, I'm still gonna give a fuck about $50 because that's me. You see what I'm saying? Don't change your mindset for another motherfucker. AB don't care about 50, so I shouldn't care about 50. I shouldn't even. No, nigga. Me personally, I know I'm a cheap motherfucker. I give a fuck about 50. I don't give a fuck how much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something you see for face value and you let it be, right? Don't let it change your perspective on what you're doing. And it's so easy for that to happen. And I'm like, especially in today's day and age, like 2020 is about to be over. Like, literally, it's about to be over. It's about to be Christmas. And like, it was just Thanksgiving. That's the crazy part. It was just Thanksgiving, my nigga. Like, Thanksgiving was just a month ago. That shit gone. No one give a fuck about it. December. Like, I remember when it seemed like December, the Christmas was a long time away. Like, Christmas is about to be here, yo. It's about to be here and it's about to be gone. Like, blah. So shit is moving that fast. Shit is like, no, like, life ain't waiting for nobody. Niggas is every day moving. Niggas is dying every day. All types of shit. So I'm like there is no room for there's no room for you to allow someone who has no knowledge of you, no relationship with you, no ties to you, to be able to come in and dictate and fuck up your grind. You see what I'm saying? Because that's one of the worst things in the world. And that's what we're seeing happening. We're seeing people, no connection to a motherfucker, no ties with a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Don't know the person at all. But they see what they doing, they feel like they're doing better, and they allow that to fuck up their own grind and what they doing. Like, you literally allow a motherfucker who don't even know you. You allow someone who probably don't even know that you following them and looking at your shit. You allowing them to fuck your grind up. So, it's you know what I'm saying? Know your worth. Know your worth. A lot of times people say know your worth. They talk about know your worth strictly when it comes to, okay, and this is how we started in the job field. Like, what I'm asking, you know, this is how much money I want to be paid. Like, this is important though. This is how much money I want to be paid, right? You know, when can I ask for that pay increase? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you an independent motherfucker, you do music gigs. Like, I go to music gig, they say I got to do this shit for free. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I should get paid for this shit. You know what I'm saying? What's good with the Tri-World Systems? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Know your worth isn't just financial, right? Knowing your worth is understanding what you what you deem as important in your life, right? Understanding your scope, understanding your spectrum, understanding what you feel is the shit that gets you up every day, gets you moving, and put your mindset on the act of, all right, another day, another dollar type shit. What's good with the Tri-World System, man? We just chopping it up, man. We just talking some shit. I want to give my people some, say some words of encouragement when it comes to know your worth, man. It's something that was on my mind. I feel like I need to put out there, man. So I'm saying that's all we talking. I may get to a little bit of the Canelo aftermath, may not, whatever it may be, but we just chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I'm going to tell the people real quick, man. I got a couple articles up. You can see here, man. Minority workers who lagged in a boom are hit hard in a bust. So basically, just saying no African Americans or Latinos are especially vulnerable to job loss in the pandemic and at a disadvantage in getting government support. So if you seen, man, with the whole Corona shit, with the whole the vaccine shit, you know what I'm saying? By the way, throw a like if you ain't throw a like, subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed. So, but like all that shit that's happening, right? They made it a point to say that minorities are being hit the hardest when it comes to it, whether it be unemployment, whether it be getting sick the most. Like, they've made it a point, right? To me, I'm skeptical about it, because I'm not skeptical about how it's hitting us. I do believe it's hitting us hard, but I'm skeptical about this being reported in such masses, because it just throws me off. You know what I'm saying? It throws me off. I'm not even going to get too much into that. But so with that being said, my question is, what is going to be the response, right? Like, what is going to be the response to this? And what I mean by that is, the more, like, everyone is talking about vaccinations when it comes to the African American community and the Latino community. But if we're talking about laid off more, hired less, this is from RAND.org, Black workers in the COVID-19 recession. And if we come down, she has a graph here, 76% still employed. This is by September. White workers, 82% still employed. You see temporary layoff, 11%, permanent layoff, 5%, no longer in the labor force, 7%. So just 3% more for the temporary layoff, 2% more for the labor force. So it's not bad, all right? As businesses fall quickly, unemployment rates among white workers begin to fall quickly, dropping down below 10%. The picture was different for black workers. The rate was increased slightly. So obviously everyone's having a problem, man. Hey, salute, Zen, man. Enjoy your day, enjoy your week, man. Happy Christmas, man. So you can see here, man, black workers from April to August, 13%, white workers, 7%. So slightly, everyone's feeling it, right? Everyone's feeling it. So this isn't the thing where I'm trying to make it just strictly about race. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I'm kind of just pointing that out is obviously because I'm a young black male. So, I do want to make sure that I'm talking to my people. But basically what I'm getting at, I don't really want to go into the comparisons, right? I don't really want to go into we're slightly at a higher rate of unemployment. It makes sense because of when it comes to our communities, the type of jobs that we're working, more so of our jobs that we work. Because more of us are in a lower class income bracket, they are seen as non-essential jobs, or they are seen as jobs that you can't work from home. So that's strictly really the reason that you're seeing that number. But what is my point? Why am I getting into this? Why am I showing the unemployment rate going the way it is, right? We can see right here. Let me try and move this so you guys can actually see it, and my face isn't blocking it. But you can see by April 2020, 18.9% Hispanic when it comes to unemployment rate. They were at the highest, while blacks was at 16.8%, right? And I don't want to get too much into the numbers because I know I'm a boy, y'all motherfuckers. You already hopped out as soon as I started hitting the numbers. It's all good. But I always think it's important to back up some of the claims that you're making with some type of factual data, right? So, what is this saying, right? What does this have to do with knowing your worth? Okay, what does it have to do with understanding your contribution in life? So what I'm saying is, as the coronavirus picks up, right, because it's picking back up, right, there's supposed to be new lockdowns probably going to happen at the beginning of next year. We're going to see a lot more people either laid off, or we're going to see people waiting around to see if they still have their job, to see how the whole pandemic goes. All these things are going to happen at the beginning of January, okay? So I'm telling you, so anyone who wasn't aware of thinking that it's not going to happen, it's coming, baby. It's coming. So if you are a non-essential worker, just be prepared, okay? So knowing your worth. The way I tie this all in, because I was talking about earlier, like, say if you work for McDonald's, right, and you decided what you want to do with the $200, right, that extra $200 that you're saving from your check, you can either spend it and make your lifestyle look a lot better than what it is, so when you're in front of people, they will be applauding you, complimenting you, wow, or you can save it because you're making short-term sacrifices for long-term rewards, knowing, okay, I may be 27 now, and I may be saving that now, and it doesn't look like a lot, but when I'm 32, that's going to double, triple, quadruple, whatever it may be, depending on how you invest it, how you're saving your money, and so on and so forth. Doing the latter prepares you for this. So that's how I'm connecting it. Knowing your worth has nothing to do with going into the workplace to an extent, at least, or what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about right now, knowing your worth has nothing to do necessarily with going into the workplace and demanding more money. Because I'm worth this, right? I always tell people it doesn't matter how much you're getting paid. It's the same thing as like working out, right? When it comes to people wanting to lose weight, right? What does the motherfuckers always say? Hey, it's calories in, calories out. If you burn more calories than calories in, you're gonna be losing weight. Now that's not always true, right? But let's act like that's fact, all right? No matter what, calories in, calories out. You work out more calories than what you eat, and you're gonna lose weight. Let's just pretend that's always works that way. Let's look at money the same way, right? So, money in, money out, right? Doesn't matter how much money you got coming in, as long as you got more money coming in than the money going out, what's gonna happen? You're always gonna have something in your bank account, right? You're always gonna have something to save. So it's the same exact thing. That's why I tell people when people think I'm crazy, I'm like, you can work anything. You can work a minimum wage job, right? As long as your finances do not surpass, or as long as your spending habits does not surpass what you have coming in as income, you will always be in a surplus. Now, obviously, the less you get paid, the less of the surplus it will be. But extra money is extra money, and how you decide to save that is on you. You have those two spectrums. I'm going to spend it to look this way, or I'm going to save it so I can look this way 5 years from now, 4 years from now, 3 years from now, right? Anybody with any type of wealth, and wealth is all perspective based, right? Some people can think 100,000 is wealthy, while others think 100,000 ain't shit. Some people think a million is wealthy, while others think a million ain't shit. Some people think having 10 racks in your account, you're living a good life, while other people like, nigga, you still broke. You see what I'm saying? So it all depends on your perspective, and this goes back to knowing your worth and being happy within what you have, okay? So whatever it may be that you're saving or that you have coming in, no matter what, the pay that you're getting from your job, as long as the money coming in is not less than the money going out, you will always be in a position where you're going to have something in your account. Now, it's going to be on you what you want to do with that. It's going to be on you if you want to spend it. It's going to be on you if you want to invest it. It's going to be on you if you want to save it. Right? Those are your three options that you can do with it. All right? So that's totally up to you. My suggestion for that won't be the same as others. A lot of people will tell you to invest. Like, invest is very good. I've always been a person, I believe in investing. I haven't done it yet extensively because I knew my knowledge for investing it wasn't where it should be. So I'm the type of nigga, I'm scared to lose money, right? That's why I'm big on saving, right? Save, get to the point in your account that you want to be at, and then start saving money that you know you're going to spend, and not spend on yourself, spend on clothes, but spend and invest, so it doesn't feel like you lose money. So if you invest in something and you lose the money, it doesn't feel like you lost it because it's just for that. That's me, right? I'm more on the spectrum of, okay, I'm willing to take a risk, but if I take that risk, I got to make sure I have like a parachute under me to catch it, right? Some motherfuckers like, fuck that shit, I'm gonna take that risk. A lot of niggas make big money doing it that way. Usually the bigger risker takers end up getting the bag faster, right? People who do it my way end up getting the bag slower. It does come though. And I truly believe that. It does come, but it takes a lot longer, in my perspective. You have the people who are willing to take a risk, they'll get a bag a lot faster, but also there's a lot more trial and error that way. And then obviously you have the spenders where they'll always stay in that same spectrum, that same scenario. They're never really going to improve their life, but they'll depending on what they came from, they'll live a good life. You never have to worry about money, food, or, the essentials, right? So you have those three different avenues that you can kind of work with. So basically what I'm saying, to all this, man, what I'm saying about all this is, and just summing it up, man, is it comes down to, don't let someone else determine what you want to do with your money. Okay? And a lot of people say, what, you crazy, nigga? I'll never let that happen. Ain't nobody telling me what I want to do with my money. I'm talking about subconsciously. Okay? Other than bills, food, the essential things you have to spend your money on, a lot of time, everything outside of that is spent subconsciously. What I mean by that is, a lot of times when you're using your money and you're spending it outside of the realm of essential things, you subconsciously already spent that money probably like a week before, 3 days before, 4 days before the next paycheck came in. Like, you already spent that money subconsciously. And so that's why you end up doing it later. Like, oh, I know I got this little extra coming in, so I can get me this. Even if you said you're not gonna get it, it's in the back of your head. So subconsciously, you're leaning towards spending that money. What if you changed your thought into, I know I'm getting this much. I'm going to act like I'm actually getting $300 less. So when you get the money, it's a surprise. And now you decide at that very moment what you want to do with it. This money's not already spent. And so when the money's not already spent, when it's in your account, when it's in your hand, whatever it may be, it looks a lot better. Sometimes you're like, you know what, I like that look. I'm going to keep it there. You see what I'm saying? So try and get away from subconsciously spending your money before it's in your hand. That is a sales tactic That's a sales tactic. You know what I'm saying? It's very much easier to close a sale on someone if you have someone that you're trying to sell to in the realm of already having the money spent. It doesn't mean physically, right? But you tell them all these things. Say you're trying to get them to buy, I don't know, like let's say a new cell phone, right? They want to get a new cell phone. Person's in here, they're like, hey, I want to get a new cell phone. You're like, oh, well, you know, what's the reasons? All the regular questions, right? And they're telling you everything and telling them why they want a new cell phone. But then they're like, hey, to be honest with you, I'm just looking. I don't actually need a new cell phone. I just want to see what's there. So now it's on you to put them in the spectrum of, I need you to spend this money before it's actually out of your pocket. So now you need to get them basically to start discrediting what they already have. Well, let me see what phone you got, bro. Let me see. Oh man, that's an older phone. You know, that's from like 3 years ago, right? Yeah. But I don't really care about that. Okay. So that means it's working as fast as like a new phone. Let me show you this new phone we got right here. Look how fast it runs. It runs just as fast as this, huh? Well, nah, it's actually slower than that. Does that get on your nerves sometimes? Well, sometimes it be freezing up and shit like that. It be freezing up, bro. You know this phone never freezes up. You know that shit don't be bugging you when it freezes up. Yeah, I guess not, but it's good. Like I'm not really looking for a new phone like that. I just want to see the prices. Okay. How long does it stay charged? Like, does it have a good battery life? The battery life's kind of trash. So now I'm picking and I'm poking at certain things that he doesn't like about the phone, and then I'm big up in a phone that I would want him to buy, right? And this can be in anything. You can be selling meat, you could be selling fucking pens, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like it's making the person you talk to spend the money before it's out, right? So I'm bigging up in this phone the whole time, and then at the end of the conversation, right, after all this shit, he's talked about his own phone and all the, the good shit that I've talked about this phone, and he's even agreed with me. Now I'm like, all right, how much did you pay for that when you got it? Bro, I paid like $400. $400, bro. You know this is only $450. If we get you on a monthly plan for this, it's only like $10 a week, a month. That's only $10 a month. Are you for real? Now right there, that question right there has him now. He's thinking to himself. He's already starting to spend not the whole $450, but he's thinking about, I can spend $10 a month. That ain't shit. So he's starting to spend that money. So when you get to the tangent, you ask for the money. Technically, the money's already out of his account because he's moving all types of shit in his head. He's moving all these numbers and all these different analytics. And he's saying, okay, if I do pay for this right now, this is how much I can have left. If I work a little bit extra hours, if I do this, move this shit around, I can buy this right now and it not even hit my account. It not even be a big deal. Like I can have this shit back in 2 weeks, right? Boom. Spent the money before he actually agreed to the sale. So it's the same thing it's the same mindset that we have to not do when it comes to how we're operating within whatever job field you have, even if you work for yourself, whatever income that you have coming in. Don't spend the money on bullshit before you get it subconsciously, because even when you tell yourself you're going to save, if you subconsciously already were like, I can buy this, I can buy this, I can buy that, most likely you're going to buy at least one of those things. So it's a mind fuck, it's a mind game, and a lot of times don't let someone outside of that dictate how you perceive those type of things, right? Man, good talk, man. Good talk. I enjoyed it like a motherfucker, man. That was real good talk, man. I told y'all this wasn't gonna be long. I kind of just wanted to see what it was, how y'all felt about this. I see y'all give me some good likes, man. I appreciate that. I'm gonna change the title. I'm gonna take out the Canelo Alvarez aftermath because I'm not gonna get into that. I just think we talk too much good shit, man, for me to even get into boxing, bro. It's like it's not even worth it. Like shit like this, I'm gonna start doing more, man. Just kind of giving y'all my thoughts, my opinions on certain things, because if there's one thing too I want to tell y'all too, man, when it comes to either fitness, when it comes to financials, anything like that, like I'm no guru in this shit. Like I'm learning just like y'all. When it comes to the fitness game, I'm learning every day to maximize my gains and get the most out of what I'm doing and to be more disciplined, because a lot of this shit in life, period, it's all about discipline. When you're coming from the ground up, like when you ain't from shit, when you ain't got no one to help you, when you just doing this shit yourself, a lot of times success or just stability period comes from just discipline, being disciplined. And when you a young nigga, when you a young motherfucker, like, it's like discipline is one of the hardest things in the world to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you are allowing yourself to be influenced by so many other people. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, know your worth, know your worth, know your fucking worth. Your worth doesn't have to be encompassed in money. Your worth has to be encompassed in what you know makes you happy. And if you don't know that, you got to find that out. And you can't let somebody else tell you that. That's something you're going to have to dig deep and figure out what makes you happy. Because a lot of people feel like happiness is a myth, right? A lot of people think that happiness is created through success. But that's a very dangerous slope, because what happens when you're not successful? And what is your spectrum? What is your idea of success? Everyone's idea of success is different, right? So you could be successful, but you're looking at this other motherfucker who is crazy successful, and you're like, I'm not there yet, so I'm not successful, and you ain't got no happiness. So it has to be rooted within happiness. The happiness you have has to be rooted, in my opinion, within the small things, right? And in the shit that literally everybody has the capability of having. Everyone has the capability of, being blessed within themselves. What it is, like, you have to, like, the shit that motherfucker across the street, that motherfucker that you fuck with, that they got, and you got it too. You got to be happy within that. The shit no one talks about, the shit that no one tries to flaunt on the gram, tries to flaunt on their page, tries to flaunt on social media. That's the shit y'all got to be happy about. And then once you appreciate that, when you start making those small goals, when you start getting the small goals, reaching the small goals, and creating more goals, it's a blessing, right? Remember, I'm not coming at you acting like I know. I don't, damn it. And like this is shit y'all see me like figure out, grow. I'm like this is the type of, like, speaking shit into existence. That's why I loved Wilder when Wilder was really doing his thing, because he really spoke on self-empowerment and the fact of, you speak it, you believe it, receive it. You put that out there in the atmosphere, that's what is to come. And, if there's one thing you can get from that particularly, is it doesn't mean like, nigga, I say I'm going to be the best rap star in the world. That doesn't mean it's going to come. It has to be rooted in reality, right? A lot of times when he was speaking it, believe it, receive it, he said, I was going to be the best boxer ever. I was going to be the best heavyweight. I was going to be the heavyweight champ. All that shit is rooted in reality because he was on the path and the grind to try and achieve that. So that's rooted in reality. It may not happen, but there's some type of reality to it because that's the grind he's on. Nigga, you can't say I'm going to be the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell him I'm going to be the next Michael Jackson and I'm not working to be the next Michael Jackson. That don't make no fucking sense. So make what you speak into existence, make what you tell yourself every day, make the things that you repeat positively to yourself be rooted in the reality that you're in at this very exact moment. That's when you start seeing manifestations. Don't say, nigga, I'm going to have $1 million and you fucking at home smoking every day. You see what I'm saying? Have it rooted in reality. That's kind of the biggest things I'm going to come across. But, man, salute to the people, man. I appreciate y'all, man. If y'all caught this at the last end, if y'all caught this in the beginning, whatever it may be, please hit that subscribe button. Join the family. We're going to have a lot more of these talks, a lot more of empowerment talks. We're going to, obviously, we're still doing the boxing thing. We're going to keep it popping for the boxing thing. But I'm like, this week, Christmas time, we're going to have a lot more of this, just chopping it up, talking some grown man shit. Keeping it on that grown man level, seeing what people's minds is at, and doing the best to encourage, man, because I'm all about encouraging, you know what I'm saying, especially for my people, but this is for anybody, man, just anybody in my age range, 18 to 30, you know what I'm saying, either trying to figure it out or trying to get confirmation or just trying to hear somebody else's perspective, man. This is all this is about right here. I'm just letting y'all know my perspective, how I view things. My shit may not work for you. My shit may sound completely wrong to you. My shit may even sound like bullshit. Either way it is, man, having an open mind is important in growing your knowledge. And that's all this is about. And it's reaffirmation for myself as well. It helps me a lot as well because me speaking these things out and me being able to hear them back in my head, like, it tells me what I need to stay on, my path I need to stay on, because, there's motherfuckers out there every day trying to, avert you from your path, trying to, get you off your path simply because they understand where they're at, or they're not happy where they're at, or they are happy where they're at and they don't want to see you get to where they're at, or they don't want to see you succeed like them, or they don't want to see you succeed because they haven't, whatever it may be, man, it's always going to be the case. That's why at the end of the day, success is rooted within yourself, right? It's nothing materialistic. It's nothing that you see outside of you. It's all rooted in yourself, man. Self-worth. Know your worth. I appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all. I'm about to turn up, man. Birthday week all week. My birthday was yesterday, so tell your boy happy birthday. I love y'all. Black Goose family, man. I'm up out of this bitch. I will be back tomorrow, though. I will be back tomorrow with some more words of wisdom. But salute to the people, man. I appreciate y'all. Once again, if y'all ain't hit that subscribe button down below, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. If y'all ain't hit the like button, hit the like button. You know, much love to y'all. I